Hey guys, hello, this is Valerie from Victory Yoga. Welcome to today's practice. We are going to be working today on the hips, the core and upper body strength because we're going to work towards our pig pose, which is flying pigeon. So this today will be a little bit more maybe challenging if you're not used to do that kind of stretches and hand balancing. But there will be some variation for people that are not there yet, but just give you a bit of something to work towards too. Flying pigeon is really good to work the upper body strength and the core flexibility. So that's what we're going to be working on. So without more talking, let's just get started into our wide leg child pose. So open your knees about mat wide, big toes touching, extend the hands as far forward as you can and drop your forehead down. And we're just going to stay here for a few breaths. And the idea here is we want to use our breath to let our body become a bit heavier. So we're taking deep breath in and out through the nose. And with the exhale, we always try to release, forehead down and chest towards the floor. We are letting our body arrive into the present. If any thoughts come to your mind, which is totally normal, just gently acknowledge these thoughts and let them go, surrender back into the present. We're taking 2 more deep breaths here. If your mind is a bit fidget today, just focus on the point of contact between your forehead on the floor, and that will help you relax your mind a little bit more. Nice. Once you've completed your 2 deep breath in slow and deep breath out as well. And we try to make the exhale the same length as our inhale. So not forcing the exhale out and not trying to speed the exhale. Once these breaths are completed, we very slowly start walking our hands towards us to find a kneeling position. If you want to keep your eyes closed and just bring your hands in front of your heart center. If you're used to work with intention setting, now is a good time to set your intention for the practice or for the day. And then once that intention is completed and decided what you want to work on, you may want to repeat it once or twice. And then release the palms down, open the eyes, and we find ourselves into our R4 straight away. So spread the fingers wide, knees about hips width distance, and we're just warming up the spine here, breathing in, dropping our belly down, opening our chest. With the exhale, we rotate our pelvic, navel to spine, shoulder blade towards the sky, and chin to chest. And breathe in and out here through your cat and cow. And just allowing big movement of the spine. And if you do like to close your eyes, you may want to do so. We've got only 1 more, and then we're going to keep moving here and warm up the spine. Make a little adjustment and change here. But as you come into your next cow, we're going to tuck the toes. And then with the next exhale, instead of finding our cat, we're going to find a quick downward dog. So we're just going to lift the sitting bones, open the chest towards the back, open your shoulders. Take 1 deep breath in here. With the exhale, we drop the knees back down. And with the inhale, we find our cow. Exhaling, find your downward dog. Again, lift the sitting bones, open your heart. Nice. And then breathing in, come into your cow. So we keep moving here in and out. Instead of doing cats and cow, we're doing downward dog and cow. Trying to bring some fluidity into your breath, into your movement. We've got 2 more of these, and once you've completed your last 2, we're just going to find our downward dog and rest into here. Now, if you do want to bring some movement into your downward dog, maybe you move your hips left and right, or maybe you paddle, bend 1 knee at a time, bring 1 heel down, please do so. Nice. We've got 2 more deep breaths in here. And with the next exhale, once you've completed your 2 breaths, take your time. There's no rush. We're going to start walking our feet towards the front of our mat to find a fall forward. Taking little step at a time. And then release into your fall forward. Release the head down. Okay. Take 1 halfway lift. Straight spine, fingertips on the floor, on your shin, and roll your shoulders towards the sky. With the exhale, release all the way down. Coming all the way up with the next inhale, we unroll the back, lifting up, lift your arms up, join the palms together, and exhale, Samasthiti, hands in front of your heart center. All right, we're going to move through our Surya Namaskara A. So bring your big toes touching. Take a deep breath in, bring your arms up. And with the exhale, fall forward. We're bending from the hips, tuck your chin in as you come all the way down. Release the top of the crown towards the floor and maybe even bending your knees. Halfway lift, straight spine. With the exhale, plant your palms, step back into your plank. All right, as always, first chaturanga of the day. If you do want to drop your knees down onto the floor, you may want to do that. And come all the way down to the floor. Chaturanga, release, forehead on the floor. Breathing in into a baby cobra, lift your shoulders back, lift up, squeeze the elbows behind your back, and then with the exhale, we relax down. Now from here, we're going to tuck our toes. If you can, lift the knees off the mat and press back up into your high plank, and into your downward dog. Okay, we're going to have some small variation to your sun salutation today just to build up some upper body strength and heat. With the exhale, bend the knees, look between your hands, 2 big steps towards the front. Find a halfway lift with the inhale, straight spine. Exhale, release down. Coming all the way up to standing, reaching high. And exhale, straight away, Surya Namaskara A again, fall down into your Uttanasana. Halfway lift, plant your palm and step back into your plank. Now this time you may want to drop the knees, if not just into your toes. We're going to come halfway down into our chaturanga, so rock forward, release halfway down. And instead of coming into upward dog, we're going to press back up into our high plank and find your downward dog. Okay. So this is where we're going to have a little play here. So we're not just bringing your back bend yet, so we're just going to build chaturanga up and down. Next exhale, bend the knees, look between your hands, 2 big steps towards the front. Halfway lift, release down, Uttanasana. And then coming all the way up to standing. And last round of sun salutation, find your fall forward. Halfway lift, plant your palm. If you're ready to step back, you may want to step or jump back into your plank or chaturanga. And hold. We're holding for 1 breath. And again, same principle here. We're going to press back up and downward dog. Use your core muscle as you press back up. 2 deep breaths in here. If you know the Ujjayi breath and you have it in your practice, you may want to start bringing the Ujjayi breath into your practice. All right, 1 more breath. Next, exhale, bend the knees, look between your hands, step or jump towards the front. Halfway lift, release down with the exhale. Coming all the way up to standing, reaching high, and hands in front of your heart, Samasthiti. Okay, we move to Surya Namaskara B. So bring your big toes touching. Chair pose with the inhale, Uttakasana. Just for the inhale, and straight away release down, fall forward. Halfway lift, straight spine. Plant your palms, step or jump back, Chaturanga. And then we finally bring our first back bend here, upward dog. Because we haven't done it yet, just hold it a bit longer, roll your shoulders back, open your heart, engage your core, tuck your toes, and find your downward dog. All right, inhaling, right leg goes up straight away, lift the right heel up towards the sky, toes pointing down. Tiger curl in, bring your knee towards your chest, and find a warrior 1, so drop your foot down, back heel flat on the floor, 45, lift up, warrior 1. Landing into that warrior, maybe you bend that front knee a little bit more. Open your heart. Nice. And then we release the hands down. And then we move straight away into our vinyasa. So the right leg's going to go back up towards the sky. Find your plank or 3-legged plank. Chaturanga, lower down, elbow close to your body. Inhaling into your upward dog. And find your downward dog. Okay, we're going to go straight away to the other side. So as soon as you find your downward dog, inhaling, lift the left leg up. Keep your hips square, open your heart towards the back of the room, and then tag your curl in, drop your foot between your hands, warrior one onto the other side. Ground your back heel, lift up. Now from here, can you bring your right hip forward, left hip back to square the hips? Nice. And then blend into that front leg a little bit more for one inhale. And exhale, release the hands down, ground the hands, left leg high, three-legged dog. Maybe find your plank or three-legged plank, chaturanga dandasana. Upward dog, open your heart, and downward dog. Okay, deep breath here. One more. And then bend the knees, look between your hands, step, jump, or float towards the front. Halfway lift. Big toes touching. You may want to have a gap between your heels. Release, and then Uttanasana one more time. And then release Samasthiti. All right. Finding groundness here again into the sole of the feet. So open the feet about hips width distance. Roll your shoulder back and down. Open the arms, palm facing forward, and close the eyes. Taking a few deep breaths here. So deep breath in and out through the nose to allow you to reground and recenter. Nice. We've got another 3 deep breaths. If you want to remember your intention, you may want to do that now. Okay, last deep breath here. Really connecting the sole of the feet down. You want to even try to lengthen your lower back. Shoot your tailbone towards the floor to lift from the front. And then open the eyes. All right, guys, well done. We're going to find the front of our mat to start moving through our flow. So as always, you're more than welcome to go and to do all the vinyasa, but if you do want to skip a few one, you can. Big toes touching, inhaling, lift up, extend the side of your body, stand taller. Exhale, Uttanasana for forward. Halfway lift, plant your palms, step or jump back, vinyasa. So always chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. Okay, straight away from here, inhaling, right leg goes up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Tag your curl in, bring your knee towards your chest, rock forward, keep your knee as close as possible to your chest. We go back up towards the sky and find a hip yawn, so we open the right hip, bend the right knee, stack your hip on top of each other. Just giving our hip a little stretch here. Make sure the weight into the hands are even, so you're not more to the left hand than to the right hand. Extend the right leg back up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Tag your curl in, and again, find your warrior one. So drop the foot down, back heel flat, 45 degree, and lift up. Now from here, straight away, we find a humble warrior. So bring the hands behind the back, interlock your fingers. Inhaling, open your chest, extend the elbows. With the exhale, find your fall forward. So release the top of the crown towards the front, hands away from your back. Take a deep breath in here, and with every exhale, we try to release the back of the neck and the shoulders towards the front of your mat. So the hands goes away from you. Lifting back up with the inhale, lift, raise the hands up. Now we're going to transition from here to our warrior 3. So start shifting your weight into the front leg to lift the back heel off the floor. Reach the fingertips towards the front, back heel towards the back, and flex your back toe. Keep the heel a bit higher. With the exhale, bring the hands in front of your heart. Keep the back of the neck long, so have a little tuck of the chin. Start bringing your left knee towards your chest as we find a standing pose. Nice. So we keep the left knee high, flex your left toes, and bring the foot on top of your knee. And we find a figure 4, so we're going to start releasing the hips. So it's important here, maybe just here will be enough for you, stretch into the hips. It's important to keep the back upright as we lower ourselves down. So we don't want to crunch down, so we roll the shoulders back and down. You should definitely feel it into your hip joint of your left leg. All right, we take one more breath in here. Maybe we release a bit lower. Nice. And then next inhale, we're going to start standing again. Lift the hand as we lift the left knee. We're going to kick the leg back to transition again. Warrior 3 transition. But we're going to land into our standing split. So reach your fingertips towards the floor in front of you. And raise the left leg as high as possible. Now either staying here, or if you're used to bring one hand to your ankle, either the left or the right, or maybe both hands to find only the right foot touching the floor, this is an option. Release the fingertips back onto the floor. We're going to drop the back foot down onto the ground to find a pyramid pose. So the back foot is 45, my hips are squared towards the front. Now if you got tight hamstring, you might have to lift your back heel or bend the front knee a little bit. So it's up to you here. We're going to find 2 Kundalini squat. So we're going to bring the back knee, so the left knee, into the inside of my right knee. And we squeeze everything in. And I try to bring my heel as far as possible to my left bum cheek. And then we extend back with the exhale, shift your weight back. We do that once more, squeeze everything in. The left knee goes into the inside of your right knee. And release down. All right, ground your hands. Bend the front knee, runner's lunge. Right leg goes up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. And then find your Vinyasa or your downward dog. So release down with the exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog and downward dog. Okay, we take 2 deep breaths here, and then we're going to prepare to go to the other side. So with the inhale, we're going to lift the left leg up towards the sky. Tiger curl in, bring your knee towards your chest. And then we go back up and find a hip yawn. So you're going to bend the left knee, open your hips towards the left side of the room. Nice, keep the left knee high, extend a bit higher. And then we're going to tiger curl in again, and then drop the foot between our hands to find warrior 1 onto the other side. So ground your back heel and lift up. Okay, land into that front leg. Bring the hands behind your back, humble the warrior. Extend the elbows, inhale, chest up with the release down with the exhale, all the way down. Hands away from your back. And then relax the back of your neck, relax your jaw. One more breath here. And then breathe in, going up. Preparing for our transition warrior 3. So start shifting your weight onto the front leg. And then lift the back leg off the floor. Foot is flexed. Reach forward with the hands and back with your heel. Lift a bit higher the right heel. Hands in front of your heart. And start bringing your right knee towards your chest to find a standing with the right knee up, stag pose. All right, from here, you flex the toes of the right foot, place it on top of your left knee, if possible, without having the foot dropping down. And maybe just here would be enough for your hips, but if you do want to start lowering yourself down into your figure 4, maybe you release the hips, keep the back right. Nice. One more breath here, roll the shoulders down. And then lifting up slowly, right knee up. And then we transition warrior 3 to standing split. So kick the leg back, extend the fingertips towards you, and coming all the way down, fingertips on the floor as you raise the right leg up. Maybe we bring one hand or the other one to the ankle. Maybe this time we bring both hands, and just having a little play here. Sometimes on one side is harder than the other one. One more breath. And then we release the fingertips. Bring the back leg flat on the floor, if you can. The foot is flat 45 degrees into your pyramid pose. And again, if it's too much for your hamstring, come onto the ball of the foot on the right foot, or bend the front leg a little bit more. Find your Kundalini squat, so right knee comes into the inside of your left knee. Squeeze everything in. If you have a look at your left knee, you shouldn't be able to see the right knee, because it's right behind the knee. Nice. And then we kick back down, shift the weight back. And one more time, squeeze everything in. And then release back, far back. Ground your hands, runner's lunge for one inhale. Bend the front knee. And then lift the left leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. And Vinyasa, so plank or 3-legged plank, chaturanga. Upward dog, and downward dog. Beautiful, guys. Take a few deep breaths in here. If you want to find a resting pose before we start moving to the other part of our flow, just drop the knee down about mat wide, untuck your toes, and just relax your hips down. Hands are extended, or maybe joining the palms together and bring the hands behind your head, and relax here. Now it's your decision if you want to find a child pose, or if you'd rather stay into your downward dog. Using that time to reset, reground, and notice, maybe have a quick scan of your body from head to toes. Deep breath in again and out. And then slowly from here, we're going to start bring the hands back flat on the floor if they were behind the head. And then we're going to start lifting up to find our downward dog again. So if you want to find one cow first, draw the knees in, take a deep breath in, open your heart, drop your belly down, gaze up. And then as you tuck your toes, you exhale into your downward dog. Beautiful. Next, inhale, raise the right leg up towards the sky. And then tag your curl in and drop the foot between your hands. So we find an Ujjayi asana, so low lunge. So we drop the back knee down, untuck the toes, and then lift up with the inhale into our low lunge. We're going to move to a low lunge and half split 3 times. So as we exhale, we release the hands down on each of our hips. Shift our weight back as we extend the front leg and maybe even lift the right toes up. Breathing in, rock forward, drop your hips, lift up, Ujjayi asana. And release down into your half split again. We do that once more at your own pace. You don't have to follow me, just follow your own breath. And relax. Beautiful. And then we do our last round. As we inhale, we lift up. With the exhale, we release the hands down, tuck your toes, lift your back knee, right leg goes up towards the sky for 1 inhale. With the exhale, we tag your curl in, drop the foot between your hands again, and this time find your warrior 1, so back heel flat, lift up. Release the hands straight away. We're moving to the same floor. Interlock your fingers, inhaling chest up. With the exhale, release, humble the warrior. Going slightly faster, we're not holding. As soon as you reach complete exhale, lift back up with your breath in. And reach the fingertips high. With the exhale, shoot your fingertips towards the front, shift your weight forward, lift your back heel off the floor. Warrior 3. Hands in front of your heart, lift up left knee towards your chest. With the exhale, figure 4, so flexing the front toes and lift and release your ankle on top of your knee as you start lowering yourself down. Now this is where we're going to have a little variation if you guys want to. You may want to just stay here, or perhaps if you're used to, you may want to start bringing your fingertips on the floor in front of you. Now if the fingertips are not touching the floor, please stay into the first variation. But if you can have the hands onto the floor, you can stay here. Now, for those that have got really flexible hips, if you want to go into the full variation, we're going to go into half lotus on 1 foot. So we're going to start lowering our hips down. And that's just available for those that do not feel any pain into the hips right now. And then you may want to even bring the hands on each side of your hips or walk the hands back. And then once you've got your balance here, you may see if you can release the hands in front of your heart. Maybe not. Just have a little play here. And then we release the hands back, walk them back towards the front, lift the hips towards the sky, the hips goes high, and then find your figure 4, bring the hands in front of your heart, and everyone from figure 4, we're lifting the left knee up. Kicking the leg back to find our standing split again, so transition warrior 3 first, and then release the fingertips on the floor as you lift the leg as high as you can, maybe point your toes. If you want, bring both hands onto your ankle for 1 inhale. And then release the fingertips on the floor, pyramid pose as we breath out. We got 2 Kundalini squat. You shift your weight forward, left knee to the inside of your right knee. And then bend and extend back. Do that once more. Shift forward, squeeze everything in, heel towards your bum, and back. Nice. Ground your hands, right leg goes up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. And then this time we're going to tag your curl in, drop the knee between our hands, find your pigeon pose. Extend the back leg as far back as you can. Take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine. With the exhale, maybe just staying here if you want to start walking your hands towards the front. And then just releasing into your pigeon. Forehead down, or maybe you bend the elbows. Or if that's too much for you, just find your forearm rest. Try to keep the hips square towards the front. So if you're too much onto your right hip, rolling out, just place a block or something under your right sitting bone. Right hip. Nice. So we're going to do 2 deep breaths here. Breathing in and out through the nose and allowing that hip opener to work its magic. Beautiful. One more breath. And then slowly come back onto your hands. Ground your hands at your own pace. Take your time, lifting up, and then tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, lift the right leg towards your chest, and then find your 3-legged dog. So find some space first, and then maybe find either if you want to come into your downward dog, if you want to move to your vinyasa, find your plank, chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. Okay, nicely done, guys. We take one more breath here to reground. And then we're going to go towards the other side. So inhaling, left leg goes up. Tag your curl in, bring your knee towards your chest, drop the foot between your hands, and then drop your back knee down and tuck your toes, Ujjayi asana, lift up. Again, we've got 3 of these with half split. So release the hands down, shift your weight back, extend the front leg, maybe toes up, forehead towards your shin. Inhaling, going up. And just don't overdo it here, guys. This depends on your hips flexibility. Take it easy. Last round, lifting up. Release. And then we're going to go up one more time before grounding our hands. So opening up. Then release the hands down, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, left leg goes high, 3-legged dog. And then tag your curl in, drop the foot between your hands and lift up into your warrior 1. So ground your back foot and up. Inhale. Hands circle back, interlock the fingers, inhaling chest up. Release, humble the warrior with the exhale. Nice. Coming back up with the next inhale, taking your time. Slow movement as you breathe in. And then we move, transition warrior 3. So shift your weight forward, lift your back heel. And then hands in front of your heart, bring your right knee towards your chest. Standing stag pose, right knee up. Flex your right toes, pointing towards the sky. Place your ankle on top of your left knee, and then release. And now same principle here, guys. Either staying here, or if you do want to start lowering yourself down, perhaps bring your fingertips on the floor. Maybe that's enough for you. You just want to release the forehead down and just stay here. If you do want to have a little play into your half lotus on one leg, you just start bending the left knee and see if you can release the hips a bit lower. And then once you got that, you walk the hands back on each side of your hips. Keep your back upright. Maybe that's enough for you. Make sure if you feel it into the knee that the toes are pointing towards your knee. So the stretch goes into your hips, not into the knee. And then maybe from here, if you got your balance, you bring the hands in front of your heart. Maybe not. There's always one side that is a bit harder. Okay. Woo! And then we're going to walk the hands back towards the front. Lift our hips. And then find figure 4 again. So coming up, and then the right knee goes up. We're going to kick that leg back into standing split. So shift your weight forward, extend fingertips towards the front, back heel, back, and then find your standing split, fingertips on the floor, right leg up. Hands onto the left ankle maybe, maybe not. And then release the fingertips, pyramid pose as we breathe out. 2 Kundalini squat, and as you inhale, squeeze everything in, rock your weight forward, and exhale, shift back. Again, rock forward, squeeze everything in, and out. Nice. Ground your hands, runner's lunge, bend the front knee, inhaling. And we lift the left leg up without scraping your mat if you can. And then we're going to tiger curl in again and flying pigeon pose onto the other side. So dropping your knee between your hands, extending the back leg. Now if pigeon is too much, you may want to find a deer pose by bending the back knee towards the outside of your mat. If you're happy here, inhaling chest up. With the exhale, release the hands forward and relax. Beautiful. We've got a few breaths here. So just letting your upper body relax. Nice. We've got one more. And then slowly start walking your hands back towards you. Lift your chest up. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, left leg towards you. Find your three-legged dog. Find some length as you lift the left leg up. And either find your downward dog or your Vinyasa, Chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. Okay, we are into a downward dog for 2 deep breaths, so make the most out of it. Ground your hands, your heel, lengthen your spine. And from here, we're going to find a malasana. So you may want to step or jump, it's up to you. The next exhale, we're going to bend the knees and look between our hands. And you either step or jump through with the feet onto the outside of your hands. And we drop the hips down, hands in front of your heart. Now you may want to stay here if you want to have a little play into your malasana. So maybe you want to bring one shoulder forward and back to stretch your hips. I like to roll onto the inside and outside of my feet as I bring one knee forward and back. Maybe you want to move your hips left and right just to create a bit of space into your hip joint. Now maybe you guys stay here if you want to have a little prepped for our next pose by having a play with crow. You're more than welcome to drop your hands down onto the floor, spread your fingers wide, and then if you do not want to play with crow, you just stay into your malasana, by the way. And then you're just going to lift your hips, maybe tiptoe your feet in a little bit more, come onto your tip of your toes if you're used to prep like that. Find your chaturanga arms as you bring your knee into the inside of your armpit. And just start lifting maybe one leg at a time, maybe both. And just breathe here, gazing just in front of you on the mat, using the tip of your fingers to balance. If crow is easy for you, you may want to have a little play with crane. So as you find your crow, see if you can start extending your arms to find crane pose. And then back into our malasana. Okay, we're going to release the hands onto the floor, lift your hips, tiptoe the feet in, about hips width distance, and then find your favorite Uttanasana. So just relax here, we're here for a few breaths. If you want to swirl left and right, if maybe you want to wrap your arms around, or maybe walk on your hands, palms facing up, whatever feels the best for you. One more breath here. Okay, and then we're going to release the hands. And then slowly we're going to start lifting up, coming all the way up, reaching high, and hands in front of your heart center. Preparing, guys, for our last round of flow with our pig pose. So find the front of your mat. Remembering that you don't have the option to do it or not. It's really up to you. It's your practice. So when you're ready, guys, we find ourselves into our downward dog, moving to our flow. So breathing in, lifting up, extend your spine. Find your Uttanasana with the exhale. Halfway lift, straight spine. Plant your palms, step or jump back, Vinyasa, so Chaturanga. Upward dog and downward dog. All right, straight away from here, the right leg goes up, toes pointing down, three-legged dog. Tiger curl in, drop the foot between your hands and find a warrior one again. So lift up. Bring your hands in front of your heart straight away and find transition warrior 3. So lift your back heel off the floor, flex the toes, extend the front leg. Knee to chest with the inhale, lifting up. Right, left knee up, sorry. And then relax, flex the foot and relax the foot on top of your knee. Okay, now this is where we're gonna have a little play. Either you guys stay here. If you found your fall forward before and that's what you wanna do again, just release the hands down. And then if you wanna go into half lotus as we did before, please do so. If you do wanna play with your flying pigeon, you're gonna release the hands down on the floor, ground your hands on the floor or on blocks. If you've got tighter hips, it might be easier to have the hands on the block. Now the foot here, I'm going to wrap my toes around my tricep, and my other foot, my knee of my left foot is going to be on my other tricep. Now once you've got here, you spread your fingers wide, start finding your Chaturanga arms, so bend the elbows, and see if you can start shifting your weight and lift the right leg off the mat. So this is the first variation. If that comes to you, you might want to go into the full variation. So keep the foot hook, lift the right leg, and see if you can start extending the leg up towards the sky. Nice, and breathe, and then you can come back to the ground at any time. So have a little play here. If you want to have another go, ground your hands. If you just want to stay here and relax, or find your half lotus, again, as we did before, these are all options you may want to take. And then slowly, we're going to lift back. Everyone take your time wherever you are. Left knee up. Release on the floor. Shake the legs. All right, well done, guys. This is the peak pose of the day, so a bit challenging. We're going to go and have to balance that by doing the other side. So find the front of your mat again. Breathing in, lifting up. Breathing out, folding down. Halfway lift, lift your heart. Plant your palms, step or jump back, Chaturanga. If you guys want to come straight into your downward dog, you can. If you want to move to your plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward dog, and downward dog. Okay, we got 2 deep breaths here. Next, inhale, raise the left leg up towards the sky. Tiger curl in, drop the foot between your hands with the exhale and lift with the next breath in into warrior 1. Straight away from warrior 1, bring your hands in front of your heart, shift your weight onto the left foot to bring your right leg up and right knee toward your chest. Same thing here, flex your right toes, place the foot on top of your knee, open the knee to the side. Now, if you do want to have a play here, just staying here, maybe it's enough for you. Maybe you start lowering yourself down. Maybe you bring the hands down. And then if you want to hook again the toes onto the outside of your tricep. And then we start bending the arms into our Chaturanga arms. Bring my right knee on top of my right tricep. And then see if you can start lifting the left leg off the floor. Maybe this is enough for you. If you want to go into the full variation, find your balance here and see if you can start extending the leg up. And just have a little play here. Maybe you just want to fall forward, or maybe just for you, figure 4 is enough for you today. That's nothing wrong with that. And then we're lifting up, right knee up, and then we release, and we shake it up. All right, well done, guys. That was a bit of a challenge. We're going to find our relaxing poses now to kind of balance all that yang energy. So breathing in, lift up, and find your fall forward with the exhale, and we're going to stay here. So open your feet up at hips width distance if they're not. If you want to rock left and right, maybe you want to wrap your arms around. We maybe have one last vinyasa. If you guys do not wish to go into your last vinyasa, find your downward dog straight away. So we're going to release the hands, halfway lift. Either downward dog or jump or step back, chaturanga. Upward dog. And make it into our last downward dog of the day. I'm going to find a little bit of a twist here because we haven't twisted much today. So right hand goes onto the outside of your left ankle. If you cannot reach for the ankle, maybe it's the left knee or the left calf. And maybe you gaze towards the sky. Keep your hips square and just breathe here. Then we're going to change and go towards the other side. So right hand onto the outside of your, left hand onto the outside of your right ankle. And then release. Take one deep breath in here. Last deep breath out. Bend the knees. Look between your hands. Step or jump through a sitting. But we're going to go straight away into rock back and forth to land into a laying down position with our knees to chest. Maybe last rock. And then release on the floor. Knees to chest and breathe here. We've got 4 deep breaths here to reground. Just feeling the nice connection of the spine with the floor. Nice, 2 more breaths here. And then we're gonna slowly, from here, we're going to slowly drop the feet down on the floor. They are about hips width distance, but the heels are close enough so we can touch the heel. We're going into our bridge pose. Breathing in, we're going to lift the hips, activate the inner thighs so the legs stay parallel, the knees are not opening to the side. And then we lift as high as we can, and we're not going to roll the shoulders under just yet. We're just keeping the hips high. Maybe have a little tuck of the chin, but we really want to try to lengthen the back of the neck here. So make sure the back of the neck is long and as far as possible to the floor or touching the floor if you can. Bring the hips a bit higher with the next inhale. And as we exhale, we release all the way down. We're going to bring our knees touching, open the feet about mat wide. Beautiful. We take a few deep breaths here to let go. And then we're going to go into our second round of bridge. Now, if you guys want to find a restorative bridge, if you've got a block at home, you may want to place it under your lower back. If you want to go into your wheel, you may want to do that. Or if you want to go into any other back bend that you wish, we're going to draw the feet in first. I'm going to walk you through a normal bridge, but you can take the variation you wish. As we inhale, we lift the hips. Now, if you do want to interlock the hands behind the back, roll the shoulders under. Make sure that the hands are pressing against the mat. Nice. You got one more breath here. Can you lift a bit higher? Activate the inner thigh. Imagine you squeezing a ball between your knees. And then slowly releasing the hands, the shoulders, and we're coming all the way down to the floor. And this time we're finding reclined butterfly. Sole of the feet together, knees wide. Either have the hands, maybe one palm on your belly, one palm on your heart, or maybe having them over your head or cactus, whatever feels okay for you. And just keeping that pose for a few deep breaths to really release and surrender. We've done quite a lot of work onto the hips today, so it's good to have a few breaths to let go. Nice. Now slowly use the hands to draw the knees back towards the center. Give yourself a hug. Gonna find our favorite twist here. So it's either you want to keep the both knees bent, maybe you want to cross the leg, or keep one leg bent, one leg extended. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna shuffle the hips towards the right side, or maybe you cross one leg on top, and then we're gonna drop the legs towards the left side as we open the arms wide and we gaze over our right hand. Make sure the shoulders are flat. Nice, we got 2 more breaths. Can you deepen your breath? Push your navel out. And then slowly coming back towards the center. And then we're going to go towards the other side. So shuffle your hips towards the left side of your mat, or cross your leg the other way around. And then drop the knees towards the right side and gaze over your left hand. Maybe closing the eyes, if that helps you to release. Last deep breath here, make it count. Let go a little bit more with the next exhale. The knees come in. Give yourself a little hug, so recenter your hips, knees towards your chest, hug in. Maybe forehead comes towards your knees. And then if you want to find a happy baby before finding your Shavasana, you may want to grab the outside of your feet, maybe rocking left and right. And then from here, very slowly, when you're ready, find your Shavasana. So open the legs about mat wide. Hands on each side of your body, palms facing up. Scoop your pelvic floor so the lower back is touching the floor. The back of the neck is long. Shoulders away from your ears. If you need to make any adjustment now to make sure you're 100% comfortable, please do it now. And we're breathing and letting go with every exhale, surrendering. Trying to keep your breath slow and steady. Trying to breathe in and out the same lane, the same amount of seconds. If focusing on your breath or your heart center help you to drop away from your mind, as we want to limit the amount of thoughts coming to our mind right now. And if any thoughts come to your mind, which is totally fine, try not to be judgmental or any frustration. Just acknowledge that thought and let it go, remembering that it's so normal to have thoughts coming in and out. And instead trying to see that acknowledging the thought as a win, because it is in fact you being more aware and conscious of all the thoughts coming in. and letting them go. So every time you are aware, you are actually winning, having that little victory over your mind. So instead of being frustrated or angry that you got drift away, just giving yourself a little pat on the back. Very slowly, we're gonna start bringing awareness by taking 2 deep breaths into our belly, slow and steady. And then once you've completed those 2 deep breaths, you start wiggling the tip of your fingers and your toes. Maybe some movement in the hands and the feet. Maybe moving your head left and right. And gently bringing your hands together and to lock your fingers. Legs are touching. Bring your hands over your head, palms facing away from you, and stretch from the tip of your toes to the tip of your fingers. Extend your body as much as you can reach. A little bit further, reach out more, stretch, stretch, and release, let go, and roll onto your right side of your body. Maybe use your arm under your head as a pillow as you roll onto the side. Taking our 2 deep breaths here, allowing a transition, a slow transition to happen. And then once you've completed those 2 breaths, keep your eyes closed and start making your way up slowly towards a sitting pose. Any sitting pose you're comfortable in, whether it's cross-legged or kneeling, or the legs extended. As long as you bring your back upright. And then we're going to bring both our palm touching our heart center. Just acknowledging the end of this practice, maybe acknowledging your intention you had set at the beginning of the practice. Also having a quick scan from head to toes, noticing how you feel in your joint, your muscle. Do you feel energized? Do you feel a bit tired? Do you feel some tingling maybe in your hands or your feet? Some prana moving into your body. Maybe you feel some emotion rising up, which is so normal when we spend a whole practice focusing on the hips. The hips is where we store past emotion, and sometimes by moving we can release those emotions and let go. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, bow your head down. Open your eyes, gazing down, and invite gratitude into your practice, but also into your day. Feeling grateful towards your body, your mind, your spirit, towards yourself for showing up today. Towards Mother Nature. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. It was a pleasure to have you today. If you have any question or anything you'd like to say about today's flow or any way of improving, please drop a comment below, like or share. That'd be awesome. If you do want to receive more of these flow, make sure you subscribe. I try to post as many as possible. And if you would like to see a flow about one pose or anything, just let me know so I can work something for you. All right, you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.